Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town
to feel-good stories and messages of hope.
A few jokes and live calling.
Highlighting local businesses.
Discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Give us a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
Welcome to the morning board, to the morning show.
Morning board, morning
Looking
show.
at her
Hello,
first
sunshine. How are you doing on this sunshiny Friday?
Don't go there. Don't go there unless you want the truth.
I do not want the truth.
Because the truth will set you free.
Remember what Pastor Bill said? Forget the monkeys. Look forward your path.
No,
Keep going forward.
Exactly what Pastor Bill says. Pastor Bill says you look forward, but you look true. You look to the truth. You don't look to the lies. You don't look to the accusations. You look to the truth. But the truth comes in many ways. And we shall all be held accountable for the truth. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Absolutely.
Doesn't make anybody else above the law.
There's a higher authority to answer to.
Anyway, moving on to something bigger and better. I'm excited to announce that we may have a new show coming out on Tuesdays. We have to sort of
figure all that out.
Figure out what we're going to do. It's a real estate show. But this real estate show reminds me, remember that show that used to have on television, Life of the Rich and Famous?
Oh my gosh, you remember that?
Yeah.
Did you see Burt Bacharach passed away?
Died,
Made me think of that with Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous. One of the most unbelievable songwriters ever.
I used to like that name, Bacharach.
Read a name right, 94
Bacharach.
Years old.
Yeah. I used to use that when I was in high school.
What was the guy who used to voice Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous?
The guy,
you
the
know
chubby
the voice,
head
you can
guy.
hear it, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
As a matter of fact, I went on YouTube and I looked it up because there was another show we were going to do and I wanted to use that whole theme. But this guy actually likes it and wants to do it. This is going to be a national production because he has offices in California, Houston, here, New York.
And now they changed it. What does he, Visit My Crib or something? You know this?
Visit My Crib?
It's something about my crib. We went from Lifestyles to the Rich and Famous. This is how hip-hop we are now.
In My Crib?
You know what I mean, though, right?
In My Crib?
No. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, it was just, MTV would go into their house and just do a tour of their house.
Yeah,
right.
In My Crib.
Something like that,
This
right?
is
So
my
it went
crib.
from like high-end, beautiful to the crib.
No, those houses were
But those houses were high-end, right?
High-end, yeah.
So it's just
So
all
now
in
it's
the
a crib.
verbiage.
It ain't a house.
Right, so I don't know what we're going to call this one.
I don't know. It
A pack and
depends.
play? No, I'm kidding.
It depends on what he wants to call it. I mean, they're going to have... Well,
Cribs? Was that what it was called?
MTV Cribs.
Oh, maybe.
These particular, he has a condo associate. He has a condo units that are selling for $40 million a piece. 80% sold.
Really? 40 million a piece? Where? And how big?
You have to tune in to find out because we're sending a crew out to do some B-roll.
Where would you go for 40? What house would you buy for $40 million? Assuming you have the money, where would it be?
And it's not a house. It's a condo.
Okay. Assuming 40 million was, okay, here's a check. Where would you expect?
I already know it.
Penthouse. On the ocean.
No. A beautiful 2-story log cabin house with
For $40 million?
Beautiful, with many acres of land
Acres, that's the state of Utah.
on a mountain in Colorado.
Ah, okay.
$40 million to live in a log cabin. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Well, that's just the outside.
$40 million and you can go camping with mosquitoes and a tent
Glamping.
in my backyard.
That's glamping.
No, man. $40 million, you want to be in the penthouse of some beautiful building. You can
I don't know if
see
I'd want to
Spain.
be in the penthouse, though.
Right.
Because if an elevator breaks, you're stuck.
That you have your own elevator.
Even more so.
For $40 million, I buy a second emergency elevator. What are you kidding me?
Okay, what if you just had an emergency slide?
That would be cool.
A slide, right? You go like this. But how are you going to slide up, Einstein?
No, I mean,
In case of
just in case
emergency.
the emergency elevator, like if it breaks, right?
That's
you have
going
the
down.
slide. Exactly.
How you
That's what
go
I-
up? Suppose you have groceries, you got to get
Well,
up.
that
Still
wouldn't be
have-
an emergency.
First of all, when you have $40 million house, penthouse, you don't buy groceries, they deliver them.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
That becomes
When I
their
need
problem.
milk, someone else can bring the milk.
Bring
I
my
don't
milk.
need to go wait a line at Walmart
I got to go up 200 stories?
with people
Yes.
panhandling in the parking lot. I can't do that anymore. Sorry. It's not within my
If
pay
you're in a
grade.
40 million penthouse, you
Not
won't
at
be
Walmart
going to
getting
Walmart.
sugar.
No, you won't
You
be
know,
doing
walking through Public Sit, I'm thinking Freddie would tell me, don't buy the sugar here, but we're out. Don't buy the milk here, but we
But
need
you
it.
did that, and you spent today enough
No,
to
you don't
buy
even
3
wanna know.
milks and a giant box of sugar
Correct,
at Walmart.
correct. But
You
you
pick.
pay for convenience.
That's not convenient. Then that's the other thing. If you do something like that, why complain? Right? You did it. Don't bring it up. Don't talk about it. The bank went from here to here. Instead of going like this, it went all the way here. Don't talk about it. You did it.
But you ever do things just because out of you've got this much time,
No.
even if you have to pay a little bit more, there's nothing you can do. You've
Yes,
got
there
this
is.
much time, there's the
There's
convenience
plenty
factor.
you could do. You chose to do your convenience.
Yeah.
I'd rather choose to do what's business savvy, which is smart. My son educating me on business.
Yes.
Really? You know, I'm 60 years old. I've been in the
He's
business
up a
over
tree
50.
today.
Over 50 years. And I say to him, "You're going to educate me on what? Really? Really?" I said, "Don't worry about what needs to be done to get to the learning curve. I know that. I throw the learning curve at this guy, and he's looking around like he's looking at mosquitoes. I throw the learning curve at him every day."
Do you get overwhelmed with the amount that we throw at you?
I used to, but I think I'm good now.
You're good. Now. You're really good now.
Well, I'm about to throw the ghost pitch that the Met pitcher throws, that ghost. I'm going to throw you the ghost curveball.
Okay.
And you're going to need 2 or 3 friends because we are about to go to that next level. You know, you go to a stadium and they ask you to do all the production in this stadium from soup to nuts. What are you going to say? No. No, because I would have to learn more. What? That doesn't even make freaking sense. Why are we here if we're afraid to go to that next level?
I was watching Sopranos last night, and there's the Russian girl on there. She's like missing a leg and all that. She's been through a lot. She's a refugee and everything else. And all she wants to do is build a simple website for herself. And she goes on this long tangent, like why would I just hire someone to do that for me when I can
Do it
have
myself.
the accessories to all these books and all these knowledge and everything else that I can just teach myself and just do it myself? Why would I hire someone else to do it?
Because in her world, she didn't have the opportunities to have a book. That woman, somebody steals her leg.
Yeah, I already, that was before.
passed?
It was before. Yeah, I'm past
That was
that.
Sopranos.
How are you
sister.
liking that?
It's pretty good. It's very heavy hitting. I'll say that.
It gets worse because of the psychological factor. The bodies begin to drop. You'll see it soon.
Okay.
But you know, I mean, business. We were at Leeds yesterday.
It was a
and he
great
talked about-
presentation yesterday.
Do you know an elephant? If you tie a string, a little teeny string that you can break with your hands around its foot, it will stand still. It won't try to break the string. It'll stay there. Do you know that? Because that elephant, when it was a puppy, they put a chain on it with cement, and he tried to pull it, and he did it for years, and they embedded in his brain, don't pull and stand still. So what they do now is the elephant is full grown, and you could put a string around it. As long as he feels the string, he's not going to pull it. And that's your life in a nutshell, man. It's your life in a nutshell, if you think about it. The chain is what you were taught to do, and the string is you still do it even if it's right, wrong, or indifferent.
It's how our shadows in our past
Dictate your
dictate
future.
our present and our future, right? So we all have our shadows and our monkeys and our past and things we should get rid of so we can focus on our future, but we don't because we're so conditioned, our brains are so conditioned, like the elephant, that if that string is around your ankle, you're not going to go anywhere. If that thought is still in your head, you can't go anywhere. So it's breaking those shadows, or not, or just putting them aside, paying respect to them and going, okay, that was then, this is now. It was amazing. Such great people we got to meet. Barry Siegel and his wife Maria and the law group.
Unbelievable.
Amazing people.
Unbelievable. Yes, and they're so giving, and they want you to succeed. You know, I was talking to some people in the lobby about Don Pablo, which I don't think we pay enough respect and homage to Don Pablo, because Don Pablo was the first guy who owns a multi-million-dollar business, has been all over the world selling Don Pablo coffee. You can find it at Costco. And he came in and he says, you should have your own coffee bag, and he makes it for us.
Yeah.
And gives us $1,000 worth of coffee and the cart and the bags and everything. And when I asked him, why would you do that? He says, because it's your turn. And I want to help you get there. And I don't want anything in return. The man has never asked me for anything in return. Then he goes ahead and he puts a $300,000 studio, which we have to take a road trip. Because you guys, you're the second wave, third wave, you haven't been there. And he says to me, do you want the keys? Do I want the keys? This is your second house. Who does that? I mean, think about that. This is the elephant removed chain walking away.
But those are but all that other noise are the monkeys in the shadows that we focus on instead of the things like that, right? I can focus on the negative things, or you can focus on positive. You can focus on this amazing crew that you and I did not step foot into this studio for more than 15 minutes yesterday until 2:30. And we walked in there, you guys could have been having a party, right? It's like parents go on vacation. You could have had a party yesterday. But we walk in, they do 4 shows, they produce commercials, they get segments out, the newsletter's ready to go out today, and they are working. That is the positive of where we are.
And it takes me back to the argument that I was having with my son this morning. And you gotta remember, Gio created Amp Square for me. I gotta admit, the kid at 14 years of age, way beyond his years, I get it. But he doesn't know, or he hasn't seen what I saw yesterday. He doesn't understand that. You see, what I saw yesterday was when times get hard and we got to do what we got to do, they clustered.
You guys were unbelievable.
So now, because the bar is high,
Because you raised your bar yesterday.
and I believe in you, I want to go to that stadium. I want to go up to Atlantic. I want to do Spanish River Theater because I know they can. Now, do they have all the answers? No, man, I don't have all the answers either, but I got to tell you something. I'll put their brain up against anybody else in this business. Did you see the way Garcia, who wasn't even there, said, we're going to what? Do B-roll in real estate? Always wanted to do that. I didn't know there was a to do that. I thought it was just a camera and shoot.
So yeah, we had a lot of people in here yesterday, right? So we did our initial clean at 4 o'clock. Then there was a whole bunch of people that came in for late last night. And the whole night crew leaves, except for Avraham and Garcia. 8 o'clock comes, everyone puts on the backpack and goes, see you tomorrow, I'm out. And Avraham went, they all just left. No one did garbage. No one pushed in a chair. No one wiped down a table. They left. Like, we got to tell you got to tell them. Because I'm like a broken record. He was upset, which means, besides him being upset about that, you guys all take ownership in this place.
Well,
and that's what's the best part of it.
Garcia and Abraham do not leave on Friday. Do not abandon me until they put everything back together.
And that's a big putback.
It is a big putback because in here it's like a crazy thing on Friday. You saw it. You got a glimpse of it. But you know something? I don't want to hear, I got to work on Saturday. I got to what? I got to what? If you're getting paid to work on a Saturday, and I'm not going to ask you to do something that if I'm not getting paid, I'm not going to do it either. But if you're getting paid to do it, don't complain. Because if you pick this as a career, then you have to decide you're going to make it a career, not a hobby, a career. And you got to be the best at this. There's a lot of people out there. You should listen to all the stories that come in here on Friday night. I'm talking about people in the movie business who ain't got no gigs. They don't got any work right now. Movies have changed the way they're doing things.
I got to see how Frank's event went last night. So we're going to see. He had
They
a big
kept
fundraiser
texting
last
me,
night.
and I wanted to go. By the time we finished here, it was over, 9 o'clock.
It was really late. We had more shows than I anticipated last
You see,
night.
but that's, I got to develop a night crew. I got to put a night crew together because if you guys could do it during the day, you guys could do it at night. That alleviates us going down there and maybe putting another deal together. Because you guys did what you did. We put 2 deals together yesterday. It's going to be good for all of us.
Right.
Not some of us, all of us. And if I had more time, I would have gone up to Vic and put that deal together for military. He would be there right now. Oh, he has a doctor's appointment today, but he would be there right now. So it isn't that we don't have a plan. We do. But I can't ask you to do something if you're not ready to do it.
Correct.
Now, you got Zorro here on the board today. Is she
How you
ready
doing
to
over
do it?
there?
Good.
How, first time running a board?
No.
She does Katie.
She did Katie's.
How'd
yeah?
it go with Katie's?
How'd it go?
Listen.
Good learning curve.
Listen, I ran the morning board before and I did the afternoon board.
That's right. You did the afternoon board the other day.
Yeah.
You did a fantastic job, by the way.
Thank you.
J-Lo, you did boards yet?
Yeah.
Which board you run?
I've done the morning board. I've done the afternoon board.
See that?
I did a little bit of Jeff's board.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
tell
but
us
she
about
did it.
movie wars
Yeah.
yesterday, because you and I walked in the door. There was a whole lot of
Yeah, who
Katie's
won?
making coffee. You were screaming on the set. Who won?
Oh, we did.
Who'd
My
you-
was terrible.
Not
At movie
my-
trivia.
Oh my God.
He's not good?
For a film student, he doesn't know anything.
He did say that he was
Robin
not,
Leach is his name.
that he was not good.
Who
And
did
I-
Mayo go up with?
I went. I was.
You had Mayor?
Yeah.
And so you knew all the answers and he knew none. So that's like with me and Dawn. I don't know any of the answers.
He didn't know who Robin Williams
You
was.
didn't know who Robin Williams was?
Nope.
He didn't know who Christian Bale was. He didn't know Bill Murray.
Is he into like the older movies or something?
What's he
I
into?
honestly don't know.
It-
He
the-
didn't. I couldn't tell you.
And him and Braxton was talking about that they were fighting. They had boxing gloves. What is that?
That was just a silly little thing.
And then you guys did Cooking with Chaos with Mayoli and you and Braxton.
Hmm.
And how was that?
That was actually pretty good. And we did something healthy this time, too.
I saw was enough fruit in there to feed an army, which I'm really glad about. It's healthy
I
food.
don't know why he got that much, but
Can we? I guess I'm going to put it out today for everyone to eat.
Everybody eat fruit.
We got a lot of watermelon, which is great.
He looked really happy yesterday. What happened? Braxton was like in another cloud. He was very
with
happy.
his soul brother over
he,
here.
he had 2 things to edit. He had the Cooking Up Chaos, and we did the 2 Dudes in a Car that's going to come out today.
Ah,
So, I think that's what we got.
I'm excited for that. And also, we're going to have a lot of people supposedly on the 12 o'clock show today. And I want to do something we ain't never done. They got their cafe shirt on. I want to do the cafe press in the house.
okay.
I'm going to put a hat on one with, I got this from Katie yesterday.
Remember we did that
With
for
the
Valentine's
cafe
for
press on the
Halloween one
side.
day?
And come out with a pen and pictures.
What's the guy's name? Isn't it always like Skip or something like that? The little guy that always walks
Yeah.
around and takes pictures.
Yeah, what is his name?
Isn't it Skip?
He has a name,
I don't know.
and I've got to ask Frank. Maybe Frank knows. I didn't have time to push the show out.
Yeah, me neither.
I got some of the players for the DR World Classic Baseball team.
Okay.
Which starts when?
I think it already
March?
started.
The teams?
Yeah, the
Oh,
games have.
the
I think
games.
just the plane, the seatings and all that.
Who do you got on the DR?
Gary Sanchez, catcher. Okay, and then some of the infielders: Rafael Devers, Wander Franco, Vladimir Guerrero from the Blue Jays, Manny Machado, Gene Segura, Jeremy Pena. Designated hitter Nelson Cruz, outfielder Julio Rodriguez, the rookie from Seattle, Juan Soto, the Padres, and then pitchers Sandy Alcantara from Miami, Brian Abreu from Houston Astros. I mean,
That's not a
there's-
bomb squad.
What are you talking about?
Look at the American squad. They got 21 All-Stars on the American squad.
Okay.
We were talking about the All Stars yesterday.
and
Remember?
half of them are the pitchers. Pitchers what wins in the Classic.
We were talking about that yesterday, the All Stars, and how many people get asked.
Yeah, Mr. Baseball is going to be at the Classics. His players are going to be playing. What? Yep, they play the
He's
USA.
got a lot, right?
Yes, Venezuela. Well, who's the USA play first?
We got 4 MVPs. I know we played Great Britain one day.
Yeah, but the first game, he has 3 players in the first game.
Oh,
I think it's Venezuela.
And that was another great meeting we had there yesterday.
It was, and I got to tell you, he has some concept, and I want all in on that bad boy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It starts March 7th.
Correct.
You ready for Sunday?
What's Sunday?
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Yes, did you see that the biggest controversy right now is that the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback won MVP of the league, but the Eagles are favored to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the only
everyone's
reason
favored them.
they gave him the MVPs because our quarterback was injured for a little bit, so
Well,
he couldn't do anything.
Well, he's taking it personally.
I heard 31-17 Eagles.
No, I don't see that score, but
What do you think, Josh?
I think that's the score I gave.
That's what I heard on the radio
31-17?
yesterday. It sounded similar to your score, right?
Yeah.
That's what I heard on the radio
so
yesterday.
you're saying that the defense on the Eagles is much better than that of the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you do know who the defensive coordinator is for the Kansas City Chiefs.
For the Chiefs, no.
He's the same guy who did the Giants when they beat Buffalo and Jim Kelly in the Super Bowl.
In the
Spagnola.
90s?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what they're going to try to do, not that they're going to be successful, is try to keep the Philly offense off the field. It's a smart move. It's worked in the past, but you got to have everybody on the same page. And Andy Reid can do that. So if Hurst doesn't have the ball, now Hurst gets the ball, scores. Hurst gets the ball, scores. So how do you stop that?
If
You run the ball, you dump the ball, you throw short, you don't take chances, and Mr. Mahomes' MVP has to be disciplined enough to keep the pace of the game. It isn't about scoring.
It should be a good game. It's had so much hype. You've got 2 great teams. Mahomes is amazing. The Eagles are fantastic.
Yeah. It's going to be a heavy, high-scoring game. Both offenses are number
Eagles
one in
win high
scoring.
scoring.
But if the Chiefs want to be smart, they need their run game to be amazing.
Yep.
And they should not have these long, deep passes. They should have 4-yard passes at most, just little tiny screen passes to get down the field.
Dump and go.
Yeah.
And that way you keep the Eagles quarterback off the field. The object of the game every quarter is what, 15 minutes? You want to hold on to the ball at least 10 to 11 minutes per quarter. Now, that's almost impossible because the Eagles' defense is good. But if I get 3 yards per play, that's a first down, 3.5. Can you discipline yourself not to? Because you know Mahomes, he likes the drama. He runs and throws it sideways and then twirls on his head. Then I also heard that his ankle is not 100%. But neither is Hurst's shoulder, I heard, not 100%.
Oh, they can't be 100% right now. It's been a full season of injuries of everything.
They have a play in the game. Now, the Eagles are known for hurting quarterbacks. Just saying.
And there's an illness supposedly going around in the Chiefs' locker room.
What illness?
COVID?
No, I don't think it's COVID. It's
The flu?
maybe just like the flu, small flu.
Yeah, but on game day, I don't care if you get 102 fever. It makes no
You got to
difference.
go.
Yeah, there you go. This is the biggest game of your life.
You got to go.
But that was exciting. But who's going to be at the halftime show? Did you see?
Bad girl Riri.
She hasn't done anything in 7 years. It's been 7 years.
Be
She ain't done anything.
Hopefully we have no wardrobe malfunction and we should be good to go.
I hope they do have a wardrobe.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. She has a baby, and she stopped producing music, and she has a special guest coming on the show.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking about the baby.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I heard.
No, that wouldn't be it because there would be pictures or it's got to be something
no.
else.
Nobody knows who the special guest is.
That's why it can't be the baby.
I would do the baby.
Do you think the baby would be that much of a rating?
I would.
Yeah.
You do.
Oh, you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Really?
She brings her out in a crown or something. She put her life on hold for this child.
Who's the guy? Is it ASAP?
ASAP Rocky.
Is
Yeah.
it ASAP? Okay.
That's probably who she's.
Yeah, that would
Right. That would probably be more likely than.
Maybe
yeah.
ASAP comes out with the baby.
Mm.
Oh, that'd be smoking.
You never know what happens.
What else did I
So
hear?
you having a party? What are your plans?
Suppose I am having a party. I got people coming over Sunday.
Well,
You would have
you
to.
gotta prepare. You can't suppose.
Did you
gotta,
see the balloon I got?
No,
Yeah.
I thought that was a Chinese.
You thought that was a weather balloon hanging outside the studio? What'd they find on that balloon?
It's gotten ugly.
And yeah,
You saw yesterday?
No.
They voted unanimously to condemn China because now they have information since they've been taking the stuff up that they were trying to find out about a nuclear arsenal. And they want to know why they didn't knock out that thing out of the sky early. There won't be a second chance, that'll tell you. But now they're asking China, why would you do something like that? You know, we sent up planes over Russia and they got shot down. These things are so high up that you can't get up there. That's why they couldn't pull the balloon down with a string because it's 40,000 square feet. How do you go all the way up there to get this
well,
thing?
you can't. But I just can't believe they didn't shoot it down or take it down before it hit the Carolinas.
But they don't
That's
know,
what I don't understand.
They don't know what was on it. Suppose there's some kind of bomb on it and you hit this thing and it destroys the atmosphere or it throws radiation or whatever. You don't know what's on it.
They had to see it come out of China. They had to see it migrate across the world before they decided, oh, over the Carolinas, let's do something. I don't
All the
understand why they
generals were there
waited.
yesterday at the White House.
I think they were trying to like monitor what it was doing, and so they were gathering information from the balloon and its position like over the states. They couldn't shoot it because like it's this ginormous balloon and it was just gonna cause like a lot of debris, so they waited for it to get over the ocean in the Carolinas.
Now you know we had one in Florida. A balloon.
No, yeah,
Aw.
like like from 2016.
We had a
like,
balloon
now,
in Florida.
There were a ton of balloons that were coming by. They were following like the Gulf.
I
and
saw
stuff,
it.
but-
Really?
That's why I'm so scared
That is
because I live like 2 minutes away from Isla Morada. I'm so scared living right next to his house.
Well, I got some other. Don't you have like forestry and stuff where you live?
No.
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 Well, obviously they came here because we must have some kind of nuclear warhead somewhere, and they want to know what we're doing. And we have a tactical.
He
in
does
Tampa.
not know that. This is Freddie's disclaimer. Freddie is making this up. We do not have any
My name
information
is
as far
Santos.
as government.
Isn't St. Augustine a military place? Or
there's
I'm not
like
saying
forts
nothing.
in a ton
Oh, no,
of places.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, there's a ton of like.
What is the
bases
name
in
of
Florida.
Mount Rushmore? Do you know the Mount Rushmore is a nuclear military base
they got
Inside the
stuff hidden
mountain?
inside the mountain.
beside the heads? Did you know that?
No, but that wouldn't
I heard
surprise
about
me.
that. Listen, did you see Romney talk to that guy Santos? Because now he's under investigation. And Romney says,
You don't belong here.
You disgust me being here. He says, my name, and he goes to him, well, my name is Romney. This is what the Santos guy tells him. My name is Romney because he lies about everything. And Romney looked at him and just walked away.
See, that's why we have to focus on the positive because there's corruption, people are lying, people say nasty things. I can't deal with that anymore. You just got to deal with the positive.
How do you get into
They're all
the
just
government
children.
as a damn liar?
They're all children.
I mean, that's how you get in.
Yeah.
You
Not
lie.
that kind of liar. Oh,
But don't you think as you're growing up and you're making your platform and you're going to do what you're going to do, you don't say, oh, let me lie about this. Wouldn't you want to say, let me do the most altruistic, best thing for the country I can? But would you go into this saying, I'm lying? Do they know they're lying?
It's what's
Or
best
do they
for
believe
them.
their own truth?
Dawn,
Okay, that makes more sense.
if I say I built the space shuttle, I went to NYU, I got a degree from Harvard, and all of that is a lie. It's a lie. They said to him, where? And he still gets in. Now the people who voted him in, they want him out. Well, you shouldn't have voted him in to begin with.
True that.
No,
Mitt Romney.
Not Mitt Romney.
no, the other guy.
Santos?
Santos
George.
from Long Island. George Santos.
George Santos.
I don't even know his real name. Now they're questioning whether that's his real name.
He's got like some like pathological like
Lies?
lying-
You like the news?
Me, I hate the news,
But you're
but
pretty update on it.
I follow politics a lot though because I think it's important, but I hate it.
But you follow it.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Now you see what happened with the earthquake in Turkey and Syria border.
Oh my gosh, they are finding bodies
Over
alive.
20 million people have died.
But
They
they're
found a
finding-
10-year-old baby.
That is not
10-day-old
that
baby.
bad.
Over 20 million.
No,
No,
I heard
like 10,000.
Look it up.
It's like
this
19,000.
morning. No, this morning. Over 20,000. I'm sorry.
20,000.
20 million.
Oh my.
20,000.
It's like, how
That's
many
the
people are on
bubonic
the
plague.
No,
Yeah, we
over
heard like
20,000.
20,000. They found
And-
a 10-day-old baby alive?
Yes, and the mother.
That's
And they
amazing.
did that this morning, and the baby looks fantastic. I could not believe
That's
it.
unbelievable.
The United States went in. Did you see what they did? They brought in 150 of our best. They came in with C-630 bombers. I wish military was here. And they got all this equipment in there. And they have a campsite. And the guy says, well, you got the U.S. military here. We do it the best. And they're taking in refugees because the buildings that they're sleeping in, the rescue workers are collapsing on the afterquake. So now they're sleeping in the street. Not to get bombarded, right? But because those countries were in such war, they can't get the cars and the trucks in. So they have to be airlifting the equipment. The United States pledged $83 million to the cause. So there is a website that they put on the screen that if you wanted, they need cash. Because apparently there's no banking, there's no nothing. They need cash to buy machines and everything else, whatever needs to be done.
You know, yesterday you and I sat at this event, and they had people from all around the world come for leadership for a week. And I actually have to text this woman back that we met. She was
Missionaries.
amazing.
Missionaries.
Missionaries, right? And they've learned about, and I said, what did you learn? She said, hope, resilience, and forgiveness. But one of the men did a presentation on Moldova, and Moldova is right between the Ukraine and
Russia.
We're in Russia, okay.
Between the two.
And the amount of money and missionaries that went out to save these people when families are trying to cross over, and they were just there in the deep in the trenches and the monies and the food and saving lives. And that's what it's about, right? You and I sat there and watched, and then you come back to the United States, one of the greatest countries in this world, right? We're very blessed to live here for what we have. But then we've got stupid fighting over texting and people saying nasty things, and they accuse you of greed. And when their life is such a bigger picture of saving lives, a 10-day-old baby in an earthquake, things that we cannot control. And that's where our focus should be. But we get so caught up in the monkeys and the string around our ankle of what that is that we forget the bigger picture of humanity. And I think that was probably one of the biggest lessons that I took away. You and I even looked at each other and went, wow, that's the message of humanity. All the other stuff, gotta go.
I gotta tell you, he is doing, he's gonna go to Israel and then he's going to Dubai. And in Dubai, there's gonna be over 300 organizations in a satellite meeting. And he was granted permission
It's amazing.
in that week to put in a segment of hope and goodwill. And I gotta tell you something about Pastor Bill. A lot of the things that we talk about here, a lot of the things that we take for granted here, he points it out. You know, because nobody's perfect. And everybody has a monkey. Everybody has the elephant syndrome. But the way he presents this deal, I'm gonna tell you, if you don't go to Leeds first Thursday of every month,
Good morning.
you're missing out on one of the most important things I've ever seen. That little girl is going to come on our show
From Zimbabwe.
from Zimbabwe because we want everybody to know her story. Everybody. But they had people spread out. Every table had somebody from another country. And that gentleman that went up there, I got to see him when he was leaving, and he was talking about how they went to the border and took in strangers into their house. People they don't know, especially if they had children, and they took them in. And at the border, they said, take my wife and my kids, and they went back to fight. You know, you got to scratch your head here as to what's going on. And you got a representative line to get in. Why? What are you
Right?
doing?
And then we worry about how many likes we get on our Instagram reel, and
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think Americans, it's a different world than the actual world itself. I think we're just trapped in something different, and we just got to bring everyone together. It's not just the United States of America. It's everyone else.
we forget about humanity. We're so self-centered in the I. It's, this is what I want, and my business, and my reality, and my relationships. There are people dying. You got babies and 20,000 people dead in an earthquake that we can't control. I guarantee you they're not on Facebook scrolling trying to see how many likes they got or what their friend is wearing to the next event.
Wow.
We've lost sight in the United States as to what's important. Some of us have.
Well, just remember, it's not all peaches and cream either, right? There are
No.
people who have made millions and millions of dollars in this country based on oppression and based on just being smarter. What did Biden say? You got 400 companies that don't pay $1 in tax, but they make 98% of all the income wealth in this country.
Amazing, right?
Can't do that either. And people started calling him a liar. When I was growing up, you never call your president a liar.
That was a hard. Did anyone watch the State of the Union the other night?
It's horrible.
I saw highlights of it.
People
Yeah.
were people were horrible. They were
I
booing.
called him a liar.
What kind of respect, whether you like the president or not, this is the world leader, right? What we show as disrespect to our world leader, and we think other countries should respect us, and we should respect other people based on that behavior. What is that?
This is like at the UK when they got rid of the girl. She lasted like the lady. They got rid of her in like a week, and they said that it takes longer to fry an egg than this woman was the leader. But who's going to stay under those circumstances?
Right? We disrespect people. And how do we teach our children? Imagine you guys raising kids right now, and you should respect your friends. They turn on this and they see someone booing another. Well, mommy and daddy, why is it okay for them to boo the president? What's your answer?
Pitbull gets more respect than the president of this country.
That's true.
He gets more respect
It's
than the
just
president of the United States, who has to oversee not only this country but everything else. And if you think you can balance 100 balls in the air at one time, I'd like to see you do it. I'm not saying that Biden is the best or the worst. Same thing with Trump or Obama. I'm not saying, but give respect to the office, whoever sits in it.
give respect, and you just don't do that in a public.
Call people
Forum.
names and accusations, and then when they come back, and because they got the power to do it, to hurt you for your words, accountability, man. That's what it comes down to.
Got to put life in perspective.
That was my argument with Gio this morning.
No, I heard the argument. That
was my
wasn't
argument.
it.
Yes, it was. Don't tell me.
I was on the phone. No.
Don't tell me what I've been doing. Tell me what I don't know, but don't tell me what I do know, because then we're gonna have an argument.
It's not worth an argument. He was trying. There are two ways to skin a cat. There were actually three that he told us today, and we're just trying to find the best way.
But he's
most
telling me I
functional.
don't qualify for the first. If you
'Cause
don't
he
know, if you
knows-
don't know me, that ain't true. Don't go there.
Because
we
he
gonna
knows
fight.
our time constraints.
You don't know my time constraints. You don't know my time constraints because
Let me
when
rephrase that.
everybody
I know
goes
my
home,
time constraints.
Okay,
You're a
well,
different.
I'm not asking you
Right.
to do it.
Right.
When everybody goes home, I will sit down here and do what I got to do.
You do, and
I still don't understand why my lights don't work.
I crawl out of here at night. I'm so tired, and you keep going. I don't know how you do it.
Because it's just like Biden says, finish the job.
I mean, there were people last night when we left that want proposal for a new show and a commercial by Monday,
So what? I'm going to get involved.
which is great.
I'm getting involved.
But you're thinking, and my eyes start going like this by 9 o'clock at night. Anyway, I think my message of today is respect, forgiveness, and hope. And remember, humanity is really the core of it. Because without humanity and realizing we're all people, what do we got? We got the trees over there.
And they sing.
Exactly.
My words of today is accountability, respect, and truth.
Good.
Because without those three, you got nothing.
All right. Have a great morning. Tune into the midday show. We got a whole lot going on, more than I think we even know we got going on.
You know what? I invite you to come down because I want to set out chairs. There's going to be about 20 people in here today.
Perfect. Have a great morning, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughter at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.